Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm your comedy coach, Linda Landeros. Today's video is going to be a little different. I got a DM on TikTok from a comedian who was asking if I could take a look at their TikTok page. And I said, you know what? I will, as long as I can make a video about it. Why? Because I think that by helping this person, I can help a lot of you out there as well. So I got this DM on TikTok. It says, "Hi Linda, I'm an aspiring comedian going on year 3 in October. I just can't seem to make myself pop on TikTok with my comedy. I feel like what I'm doing is not really working. I'm just getting dunked on by Gen Z." I can relate to that. "Would you mind taking a look through my TikTok and let me know what I need to change? I personally feel like I need to nuke the page and start over." Oh my. Well, let's do that. Let's take a look at your TikTok page. So right away when I click on your profile, I notice that you have 13,400 followers. That's over 13,000 followers? Do not nuke this page. Do not start over. You're doing something right already. You got over 13,000 people to click follow on your TikTok profile. I think starting over is unnecessary at this point in time. The only time you start over is when you get a page banned and you literally have to start all over on TikTok. Trust me, it's happened to me. It sucks, but that's when you start over. So just looking at the bio, blurred and aspiring comedian. I want to know a little bit more what blurred means. I don't know, just from looking at this, if it means something to a community of blurs or if this is a term that you have coined. Well, actually, I do know the answer because I already looked through your TikTok page. What I do know about this term blurred is that it's something that you coined. As such, what I want you to do is keep blurred. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for the viewers at home. Blurred stands for Black Nerd. And I think that's a really great way to categorize yourself because nerd culture through the lens of Black culture is definitely a niche on social media at large, on TikTok. And this is part of an exercise I used to give some of my coaching clients when getting started on TikTok to get an idea of what your niche is, because I'm sure you've heard that word. Now, a niche isn't a term, it's not something to limit you. A niche is to help categorize you and to help separate you from the rest of the pack on TikTok. Your niche can be made up of a Venn diagram. I'm about to sound like Kamala Harris because I too love Venn diagrams. So you've got Black, nerd, that part where those circles intersect, that's you, that's blurred. Now, the thing about your Venn diagram is that you can have more than 2 circles in it. And as we go through your profile, I'll probably be able to help find some more circles to add to your Venn diagram niche, just to help give you an idea of not just the type of content you should try to make, but it helps people understand what your content is about so they can decide whether or not to follow you. This next part, aspiring comedian, I would take aspiring out. We don't need to know that you're an aspiring comedian. We don't need to know that you've only been doing comedy for 3 years. I'm going to tell you, when it comes to social media, this is the best place to fake it till you make it. I guarantee a lot of your favorite content creators, social media stars, influencers, what do you want to call them? They faked it till they made it. Okay, so this next line says, "Some posts are intended to make you laugh emoji. Follow me." Okay, so your bio, in general, I want you to think of your bio as prime real estate. When you pop up on someone's For You page and they like your video, they like your content, they're going to click the little circle to head on over to your profile. Your bio is going to help them decide whether or not they're going to follow you. So your bio should help tell the viewer what your content is about or what they can expect from you. Saying that some posts are intended to make you laugh, well, that's vague. And it's also one of those things where instead of telling us that you're going to make us laugh in your bio, why don't you show us that you can make us laugh in your bio? Add a joke, maybe a one-liner or something. Show us the funny. Don't tell us you're funny. Show us. Prove it to us. And finally, I would get rid of follow me. It's just kind of thirsty. Obviously, you want people to follow you if you're on TikTok. That's obviously the goal for all content creators. However, you want to find your people. You want to find the people that love your content, that rock with you, that support you. Follow me, it's just vague because it's like you're begging a stranger for something and you haven't proven to that stranger what you have to offer in return. The only time I would suggest writing something like follow me in your bio is if you can promise something back in return and make that clear. For example, follow me for daily stand-up clips, or follow me for topical news jokes, I don't know. But if you tell people what to follow you for, that's going to help give them some idea of what your page is about, and then people can decide whether or not to follow you based on that. Moving on, I want to see this first pinned video.
That was amazing. Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm Teddy B. And the B's for blurred. And in case you guys aren't familiar with what that term is, I on it. It's a black nerd.
So in case you were wondering what the B stood for, now you know. Blurred.
So what's great about that clip, that's how I found out what blurred is. However, I want people to find out what blurred is a lot sooner. Don't hide the funny thing from us. So I would suggest to go back to your bio, I would suggest keep blurred and then underneath in parentheses put black nerd, because that tells people exactly what that term means and it gives people a chance to connect over that term, and maybe that'll get people to follow. So just off the bat, just looking at this video, and I looked at some of your other stand-up clips, I have some general notes when it comes to posting your stand-up clips, which I think is a good thing to do. A lot of this stuff is going to be technical stuff. So for example, when I click this video, there's a lot of like, I don't know what you call it, like filters and like excess editing. Get rid of all that. When it comes to your stand-up clips, all we need is you in the frame, and we need to hear your joke audibly. Like, we really need to hear the joke. So a good thing that you're doing in this first clip, and I've seen you do it on other clips, is that you add captions. Captions are great. Captions help with SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. Basically, it's a way of giving the algorithms a way to categorize your content. When you include text, so when you in this first clip, you've got black nerd. Let's say someone is watching like videos about nerd culture on TikTok. Because your video has nerd, black nerd, blurred, the algorithm is going to say, hey, maybe this person watching all this nerd content might want to see this video. And then the algorithm is going to know how to categorize you and who to push you out to. So captions are good. The only thing I would say is maybe find a consistent font that isn't too, distracting. Something that's very simple and easy to read. And yeah, find a consistent font for all of your videos. So I'm not sure how you're adding the captions, if it's on an outside program. I use CapCut a lot to edit my videos. I also just use TikTok itself. I used to use Splice. There's lots of stuff out there. So I always recommend CapCut because it's free. But by all means, explore what's out there. And find something that helps give your videos consistency, such as the font that you use for the captions. This video isn't too bad, but I noticed, like, looking at some of your other videos, you have a lot of horizontal video clips, stand-up clips that is. And what I want you to do when you're editing your videos, your stand-up clips, crop them so that they fit the TikTok frame. I think the aspect ratio, it's 9:16 or 16:9, I'm not sure. Just change the aspect ratio of your video so that you take up the whole screen. Playlists are also located pretty high up on your profile, so these are things that are also going to help people decide whether or not to follow you. And I think the best way to organize playlists is by the type of content those videos are about. So I see Teddy being funny, Teddy B thirst trapping, Teddy B talking about movies, Teddy B bitching and complaining, Teddy B got jokes, me doing stand-up. So there's a lot of playlists that sound very similar. It's you doing stuff. which obviously that's all your TikTok videos. It's going to be you doing stuff. I don't think these are the best way to categorize videos. I think the closest thing might be movies. So talking like content about movies. If that's something you want people to come to your profile for, then keep it. But I also say you do not have to have playlists. Honestly, until you've got content that people are coming to like watch and rewatch, I would not worry about playlists yet. A playlist is also good for organizing a series, like a continuous series that you produce on TikTok. For example, I do a lot of React videos, so I categorize my React videos according to the thing that I'm reacting to. So I have reacting to Rachel Ray's recipes or reacting to Sandra Lee. The only category that I think is a good category for you to keep is you doing stand-up. Like have a playlist just for your stand-up clips and call it that, stand-up clips or something like that, or stand-up. Me doing stand-up, that's fine too. When I see like all your playlists have your name on it, it's a little overkill. That also brings me to another note I noticed with a lot of the videos on your profile. In every video you introduce yourself and you do it at the top of your videos. It's not every single video, but it's a few. And it's unnecessary. It's taking up valuable time, and it's giving your viewer time to scroll away. The thing about going viral on TikTok is you really have to hook the viewer within the first 5 seconds of a video. I'm gonna say in general, you need to get to your jokes a lot quicker. Even that first joke with Blurred, it took you a long time to explain what Blurred is. That's a really quick, I identify as a Blurred. Blurred means black nerd. Like that's all the info there is to it. So in general, I would trim your setups. Another thing you want to check in your bio is the link, www.teddyb of skiing funny. Actually, what does that say? Why can't I figure out what that says? But fix your link. It doesn't lead to anything. When I click on it, it's a broken link. So if you don't have anything to put in the link, take it out. But if you have the availability to add a link to your profile, I always say do it. Maybe consider a link tree or something, but make sure that your link works.
Yo, so I'm Teddy B. My dad's from Jamaica, and my mom, well, she's from Gary, Indiana. So to me and you, that makes me half Jamaican. But to actual Jamaicans, that poses a problem because they don't like half-breeds. So to actual Jamaicans, I'm Jafakin.
Okay, that's a good joke. That's a good joke, Jafakin, but it's getting buried under your very long setup. That's a setup that can be trimmed, trim. All you need to say in your setup is I'm half Jamaican, but to full-blooded Jamaican people, that's not Jamaican enough. I'm Jafakin. Get right to the set, or get right to your punchline. That is my overall note, that for not just for the comedy itself, because you've got good jokes, you've got a clever sense of humor, you're very witty. Wordplay, I would say, is one of your strengths, but you're taking a long time to get us to the punchline. And people aren't going to wait around for it. So not just in your stand-up, but in your videos as well, because you got to think about the attention span of the average person on TikTok. I mean, even myself, I'm surprised sometimes, like even when I like a video, I will not stick around to the end of it because I'm just like, well, what's next on TikTok? Get to your punchlines a lot sooner. Again, like the excess editing, like at the beginning it says, watch till end. People are going to scroll. Remember, you have to hook us. You have to make us watch till the end. If anything, if you're going to say watch till, sorry, gotta pause that. If you're going to say watch till the end, put it as text in the clip so that you're telling the joke and it says watch till end. However, I would just take that out altogether. Don't tell us to watch to the end. Get us to watch to the end. To go back to your pinned videos, you have a video called
Right, so check this out. So
My Issue with My 3-Year-Old
I got a problem with my 3-year-old, y'all. So how do I put this?
So all that movement in that
He's a
video
snitch.
right there, very
Yeah,
strict.
he's a snitch enough. For the gentleman in the audience,
The
you can
aspect
understand this,
ratio is
yo.
good.
It's a 3-year-old, and he's already breaking bro code. Yo, like, it's horrible. So the thing is this: he told his mom that I was feeding him cookies for breakfast. Yeah, like what? No. The thing is this, y'all. The thing is
Okay. That whole setup, my 3-year-old is a snitch, that's a wonderful premise. That's a very like, oh, like tell me more. But you're taking a long time to get to it. You just start off with, my 3-year-old is a snitch. He told his mother I feed him cookies for breakfast. We can get to this stuff a lot quicker. The meandering is going to lose people's attention. Get to it quicker. What's also great about this clip is that we learn something about you, and that's that you're a dad. This is something else that you can add to that Venn diagram. This is another circle. You have black, nerd, father. So these are all things that you can like talk about, like that intersection where all those circles intersect. That's where you want to think about where you should get inspiration for your content, both for TikTok and for the stage. Overall, though, your profile is fine. The thing about TikTok is that it's just like a constant, like, you constantly have to be making content. You constantly have to be trying stuff, because even when you find what works for you, eventually the algorithm's not going to favor it as much, or people are going to get tired of it. People are going to want something different. So you're always going to be experimenting on TikTok. Even myself, right now I have like 122,000 followers, and I'm still finding that I need to experiment with my content to see what else works, because I don't want to just be known for one thing, for one type of content. I want to be able to evolve and keep people's attention and keep people engaged and keep people interested so that they follow my page. In general, I would say keep doing what you're doing. What I call this phase is throwing spaghetti at the wall, because you got to see what sticks. And the thing that's cool about social media is that you will know when something sticks because you will get that feedback. Another suggestion I have that kind of goes along with this note is I want you to interact with your audience. I notice that when I look at your videos, there's a lot of videos where people are commenting, and I don't think I see you responding anywhere. I want you to start responding to comments, because you can, because that's how you build community. That's how you get people to care about who you are as a person. And that's the wonderful thing about TikTok, is that people will invest so much in you even though they're only watching you through their phones. So interact with people, go live, get to know your followers, because when you like identify like, hey, you're back in my live, or so-and-so's back, and you pay attention to them, they're more engaged. They're more likely to engage with your content as well. So definitely engage with the comments, and also make sure you're commenting on other people's videos. I think leaving funny comments where you can, because you are a comedian, so the funny comments should be numerous from us. Don't be afraid to leave funny comments on other people's videos as well, because people will see those funny comments, and sometimes your comment goes viral, you know, when you get a lot of likes on a comment. But that's another way for people to discover your page, because again, you're showing someone you're funny. You want them over in a way that isn't thirsty or too forward. Start interacting with your audience, start creating community, start finding your TikTok friends as well. And this next note, and this applies to everyone as well, if you want to be a content creator, I need you to start talking to the camera as if it's your best friend, because that energy, it translates through the lens of the camera, especially if you're on an iPhone, because I don't know about some of you Android users. Just kidding. Talk to the camera on your phone as if it's your best friend, because that will help create that one-sided connection that people love on TikTok. The other thing I want to know, since you do have over 13,000 followers, I want to know who's following you. And I want to know what videos led them to follow you. And guess what? This is data that's available to you on TikTok. Something you got to start doing if you want to be a content creator on TikTok and you want to use this effectively is you got to start analyzing your data. So I'm assuming since you have over 13,000 followers, you're in the creator fund. When you're in the creator fund and you have a creator profile, you have access to your analytics. You need to study those analytics. It's going to tell you stuff about, like, you know, the gender of your audience, what that gender breakdown is, what percentage of male versus female, the age, where they're located, etc. That's all really valuable data. The other thing that you will learn from your data is which videos are leading people to follow you. So when you post a video and you look at the specific data for that video, it'll tell you on TikTok how many followers you gained as a result of that video. That's important to know because that's also going to tell you what type of content to keep making if people are responding positively to it at first. And a tip that I'm going to give you, and this is a general tip for a lot of you getting started on TikTok, if you want to grow, participate in viral conversations. So when a topic is trending, going viral, for example, not to shit on this person because they're getting shit on a lot, but like right now I was watching some videos about Blake Lively and all these awful interviews with her. That is a viral conversation. Sometimes it's a little overkill when you see all these people making videos about this one trending topic. However, it's trending for a reason. It means people are participating and engaging with these topics. So whatever's trending, that's also something you can be making content about. You know, this can also be like, you know, music, pop culture, TV, movies, etc. The other thing about participating in viral conversations is that you get to give your opinions and your take. And your opinions are what lead to punchlines. Like a lot of jokes, it's just opinion, punchline. So having strong opinions about what's going on in the world around you, that's what comedians generally have. They generally have strong opinions. So Teddy, I hope this was helpful. And if you have questions, you can message me. I just want to encourage you to continue making videos about all kinds of things, continue experimenting with the content, the topics you talk about, and also, this is huge, post consistently and often. You will see results. That does help. So I hope this really helps you out, Teddy, and I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure we'll see more of your content on our For You pages. If you are someone who would like to have their TikTok page looked at by myself, if you would like some comedy coaching feedback on your TikTok page, hit me up, send me a DM. I would love to help you guys as long as you don't mind me making a video about it, because I guarantee when I'm able to help you in this way, I'm helping so many other people. You are also helping so many other people by letting me demonstrate what I do as a comedy coach. All right, well, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next comedy coaching video. Again, I'm your comedy coach, Linda Landeros. Make sure you're following your comedy coach on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.